All right, so we're back now, and I've got the cover off, and the new Jeeps, they have a lube blocker seal on them, so no more fooling around like the old JKs where you got to put the sealant on them and then wait for it to set and clean the cover and all that kind of stuff, right? So let's have a look inside here. So this is my ring gear, and I've had a look at the side of the teeth on the gear, and they are mint. Looks super nice. So we look inside there, get a real nice look at them. They look like they've broken in really well. I like the color of them, so they've obviously tempered well. Now I maybe went a little bit too extreme on it, but what I did with mine to break them in is I went 20 minutes, waited 20 minutes, drove 20 minutes, waited 20 minutes, drove 20 minutes, and I did that just going about 80, no more than 80. And I did that 3 times, and then I came home, I put my 40s on, because that's why I did this Regear, because I want to run my 40s without having any problems anymore. And now I did the same thing again. So I drove just at 80, I went 20 minutes, waited till it cooled down, 20 minutes, cool down 20 minutes, and then back home again. And then the next day I did 20-minute warm-up on the back road, and then I did 3 20-minute runs on the highway going exactly 100 kilometers. And then once I got done that, then I came back home, and then I run it with my trailer. So I watched the Yukon video about, these are Yukon gears by the way, and 513s if you're just joining us. And so the Yukon guy said, if you're gonna run a trailer, then the pinion actually runs in a different position because it loads up more, because you've got more of a load on it. Now, my Gladiator has a lot of weight on it. I've got a rack on it, I've got a bed rack, I've got all kinds of stuff that I carry on it, so it's pretty heavy to start with. So I did the same thing again. So I came home, I picked up my trailer, and I ran that 20-20-20, just going 80, and then I ran it 20-20-20 on the highway. And I feel like that's a pretty good break-in now. I've run it probably more than what the break-in is. We've taken it easy. We've run it just at 100 on the highway, and now we're going to do our first change. So I'm pretty sure that that this set is going to last me quite a long time. I am going to run the fronts over the weekend, and I'm going to do some light wheeling this weekend. So I'm just going to take it easy. We're not going to do any rock climbing or skipping or anything like that, but we are going to be driving on the trail. So I feel like that's a pretty good break-in for the front. And then once we get home from the weekend, then I'll do the front oil change too, because as you know, the front is just free floating, right? We're not really breaking anything in there driving down the highway unless we're going to be in 4-wheel drive. So I live, somewhat close to the city, and it's not really conducive for me to get out, run way up north to run the break-in. So we're going to make a little camping trip out of it. We're going to head up to Ardbeg, and we're going to drive the North Road up there. And that should be a good break-in for the front. Then when we get home, then I'll do the gear change, the gear oil change on the front. And then I feel like that should be a sufficient break-in, and then we won't have any more problems. So I hope that video was helpful for you. I am going to spray this out with some brake clean. I've had my finger down in here just to make sure we got no bits in there. I've also rotated this a full revolution. I pulled it up on the jacks and just gave it a spin so that I could look at every one of these teeth on the ring gear to make sure everything was good. And like I said, it's perfect, so I'm super happy with it. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I hope that helped out a little bit as to what you need to do and what you're kind of looking for, and I will see you guys on the next one.